All right, y'all, so I have the intake manifold out, hot side intercooler pipe out, and I have my cold air intake out. All right, so just want to show you all this. So this is all in regards to me installing an SPE intake piping kit. Okay, here's the cold side. That is the new intake manifold. This is an adapter that I could utilize in order to retain and keep using my no limit stage 2 intake. This thing's got like it's just a tank. All right, cold side pipe is out. All right, we all have different ones. This one was mine, so I'm not going to show you what it took to remove that. All right, this one just took probably an 11. Yep, probably an 11 millimeter socket, deep socket. So go ahead and use that. I used a 12 and it took it off just fine. All right, here's the snap ring. You're just gonna have to use, say, one flathead right here, screwdriver just long, and then one right here. Kind of poke these out, up, and then you'll be able to pull this one off. Pretty simple. Okay, so for these, remove this intake manifold. Pretty simple, but it's just in a rough place where it's hard to, well, it's a little difficult to get to the bolts, but it's all doable. It's fine. Nothing to worry about. All right, so we got 3 bolts holding this in. This one's a 12 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter. Okay. All right, for the majority of these, you're going to be using 8 millimeter sockets. Okay. So once these 3 are out, 1, 2, 3, those are all good. All right, you're gonna use an 8 millimeter. You're gonna loosen up all these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the front, 4 on the back end, each side. Okay, 8 millimeter, 8 millimeter, 8, 8. Okay, same here. This one, this one, this one. I believe this one is the only one that came out. I want to say one other, but anyways, that is about it. Okay, you do have to remove the hot side pipe. Okay, that'll give you enough room to pull this out, and that's why you're taking off that hot side pipe. Literally the only reason. Okay, throttle body, all that's being taken out. I'm saving some space, and that's what I like. And I'm going for efficiency. Okay, this came off of the turbo. All right, and I think this is also 8 millimeter. Okay, and that's how I loosened it up, or you can use a flathead. Okay, boom. All right, and so that is where I am at. Now is the opportunity, if you need to replace your serpentine belt, to go ahead and replace your serpentine belt, because you have all the room in the world to get that job done. Also, CCV reroute. If you haven't done that yet, now would be the perfect time to get that done as well, because you don't have to worry about the intake manifold getting in your way. Okay, and it's towards the back there. You know, you may be able to see it. Anyways, guys, that is where I'm at. Pretty simple process. You just need some time. No big deal. You're gonna have to like maneuver yourself around the engine bay, unless you have a topside creeper. That'll make it a lot easier. Before I install this, right, I already put in the map sensor. That came off of the stock intake manifold, off the top. That thing. All right, so what I'm gonna do is actually install the intake first, because I know this goes underneath the top intake piece. This, okay. So I used none of these Gucci, because I looked at the instructions online through SPE. They use like the other brand, the one that I have on here right now. These two, right? This kind. So you only get 2 of those. These all look different, of much higher quality. Okay. So you have these boots. That one, 2, and 3. This one fit, so that's the one I'm using. I'm using those 2 clamps. This is your no limit stage 2 intake. It already had a clamp. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna slip this into the turbo. And then position, make sure I can see the SPE, just make sure it all looks right. And then I'm gonna tighten down 1, 2, and 3 clamps. All right guys, so I secured my intake, tightened down this clamp, tightened down those 2 clamps. I made sure that the SPE was pointed up. All right, everything looks good. That's all I had to do. Next, what I'm doing is preparing the 2 metal intake pieces and prep them so that we can install them. So I put this adapter on there. I already said map sensors on there. This one goes on that side. I removed this from my cold side pipe, installed it, got clamps ready. So yeah, let's do this next step, and that's going to be this piece going on there next with the hardware, and then you'll need this. I think this is for the dipsticks and whatnot. All right, so I have the Y pipe already installed. I put this adapter. I used all the supplied hardware with the washer, the map sensor in there. I still need to connect that, as you can see, right there. All right, I had to use a 5mm Allen wrench. I had an attachment as well that helped me out. This back right, closest to the driver's seat, you need to put the bolt in after you installed this plate to secure the dipsticks. Okay, so both dipsticks actually get connected on there. It's not even touching the Y pipe by design. I did shave this portion of the dipstick. Let me see. I think that's the engine oil. So I just kind of use my Dremel and a plier, some pliers to peel it off. So it's a little sloppy, but it gets the job done. All right, guys. One last thing I forgot to mention. So make sure you put in those gaskets. If you're using factory ones, make sure you throw them back in there where they mount from the Y pipe to the manifolds. I bought some new ones. I used those, so I installed them first. All right, so moving on to the next step, that is installing the cold side pipe. So I put that adapter on. I removed this bolt for the power steering fluid reservoir, pulled it up, and then it'll just dangle. Okay. I'm gonna work on getting the cold side pipe connected to the intercooler first. And then move into securing it on that adapter. All right, guys, so I'm trying to install the cold side pipe, and I want to show you the instructions. Okay, I got something for you. Hang tight, don't skip, because I'm going to show you something. All right, so it tells you put in your IAT sensor. You remove that off your cold side, put it in theirs. All right, this pick, look how it is installed in the truck. How many bends do you see on the cold side pipe coming off of the Y pipe? I count 1, 2. That's off of the Y pipe. How many bends do you see coming off of this Y pipe on the photo on the side? 1. There's no other bend. You can't even fake that. 1, 2. Their instructions are screwed up. Okay? And the reason why I'm figuring this out right now is because I'll just show you. So I'm going to try and explain this. This IAT sensor needs to come, this needs to be closer to the intercooler because this is where the wire needs to go. All right, right here. Not up here because it would be right there. All right, if I flipped it the other way. And I've already tried both ways. I've flipped it like that, and then now it's in the other position. There's no other positions. This is not lining up. This is crooked. This needs to come closer to the driver's side, like bend towards the driver's side. And I'm trying to do it. All right, there's just no way. No way it's gonna be flush. So this is not gonna be perfect. I already had to go out and buy 3 new clamps because the clamps that they provided were too small. I tried everything, and I've known for 10 years, when you're dealing with these adapters, you're trying to put 2 metal pieces together, you use soap. That helps out everything.
Usually you just have to use it on the inside. For the clamps that they sent me, they're actually too small, but I used soap on the outside so I can try and slip it on there. Still no luck. So I'm not sure if this is just a screwed up batch from SPE. I know they make quality parts, but this is not proving to be a quality part. I spent 1,800 bucks on this, and I'm not too happy with right now with how it's lined up and just how everything is going in. You know, like I can follow the directions. So guys, I'm just trying to tell you this doesn't make any sense, nor is it lining up for me. So I'm not too happy right now. I'm gonna try and make it work, but I'm not happy. SPE Motorsports, what the all right guys, so I finished the project. I got that bottom clamp on, tightened down. I think that one's 10 millimeter. U clamps may differ since I had to buy my own. IAT sensor is plugged in. This cold side pipe is secured with a clamp on the adapter. This needed to be removed, pulled out, turn a little counterclockwise, insert the bolts, and then just keep it kind of sideways as you're tightening it down, because it does run into this cold side pipe. So that will scratch over time. I'm gonna deal with this. It's like angled like that, and it's not straight on. So it was flush on this left side, right? It was touching. Perfect time to die. Perfect. It's going in like this. This cold side pipe is connecting to the white pipe like this. And so these two edges on both pipes are not touching. The adapter will be okay. I just don't like the way it lines up. If you're paying $2,000 for a product, you will have to shave this part. This is like the factory intake adapter piece. So there's actually a bolt that goes down right here onto the factory intake. You won't need that anymore. This just gets super in the way, and that's why you see some videos of those who actually choose this piping kit. They don't even tell you that they cut this off, but they cut it off. Next step is going to be reinstalling the hot side pipe. That was simple. Just make sure the ring is, it can be closed and still push it on there. It can be in the open position, the ring, and you can still get it on there. So you just kind of wiggle it around. I had to use the same clamp. I thought I'd be able to use one of SPE clamps that didn't even fit their own piping kit, but I had to use this one. That was the same. Yeah, I don't know. There's not too many videos out on YouTube of people installing SPE intake piping kits. Most are MPP, Maryland Power Performance, I believe, MPD, pusher intakes. I'm sure YouTubers, they kind of hold back on information that they provide. They're either probably sponsored, but this sucks. This sucks. If you're paying $2,000 for a product and it doesn't line up or needs to be angled differently, and you have to go buy some additional clamps or different clamps for it to actually fit, that's bullshit. All right, so I'm not happy with this. Pay $200 extra, go to pusher, go to MPP, so that you are not installing this part, because it has some flaws, and those that actually try and encourage you to install this kit on your truck, you may not be able to see it on the camera, and I could probably hide it from you all, but it did not line up, and that's plain and simple. I'm usually not as passionate and frustrated with parts, because you can make it work, and you can make it work with this, but if you're paying the amount of money for a piping kit, you know, the product needs to show and prove itself. So anyways, guys, let me know if you got any questions or comments down below. But that about completes this project. This is, I try and do about one good project a year. Next year, I may just want to try and install an intercooler. I'm definitely not going with SPE. I'll look at other companies. Probably want to look at a different turbo down there. Probably won't go with SPE. So I'll look at different turbos. Anyways, see y'all.